Okay, amazing dads. I want to piggyback hurtful words here, and I'm going to give you some greater language. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. But fathers, you protect. And sometimes that means protecting from people in your own family. You know, I think when there's two siblings that are fighting, we often take care of the one that got hurt and the one that is screaming the loudest, but we're not always going after the one that, you know, did the perpetrating of, so to speak, the one that was doing the hurt, right? And so I think it's really important that dad, since you communicate that protection, that you're using language like this. So say there's two siblings that are they're quarreling or not being very kind to each other, and you're like, "Hey, that's my daughter. Would you please not talk to her that way?" Just so do you see what you're saying? You're not just saying don't talk to your sister that way. You're saying that's my daughter. And I don't want my daughter to be treated that way. You are communicating authority, but you're also communicating protection. What is that going to do for the daughter that just got hurt? She's going to be like, my daddy is protecting me. My daddy is defending me. And even though the other person that was doing it is also your child, but you are putting a boundary. We don't treat my daughter that way. Or you can say things like, you don't get to attack my son that way. That is my son. I love my son, and you don't get to attack him that way. Or it is not okay that you just treated my daughter that way. Would you like to try it again? Or would you like to go spend some time alone in your room so that you can think about how to treat my daughter well? It's a great way to like reposition. Sometimes it's like, they're like, well, I don't love my sibling right now. I don't like my sister. I don't want to be with my brother right now. But when you come in from the parental standpoint and you're saying, you may not treat my child that way. I just want to say this real quick. We, with like pornography, with when we were seeing like bad behavior out in public, homelessness, when we were seeing things like that, I would channel most of my language for my children through saying that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's son. So when they would see a homeless person, and it's easy to judge, it's easy to recoil, it's easy to not be loving, okay? And when the kids would make a comment or like, why doesn't that guy go get a job or whatever, stop. That's somebody's son. That is somebody's son. Or when we see a woman not dressing appropriately, and I would be like, "What? That's somebody's daughter. That's a daughter that doesn't know who she is. She didn't have a dad to teach her who she is. That's somebody's daughter." And this has really been really powerful for my children to teach and train them that my son and daughter, I actually care about them. And because I have a care and a concern about my son and daughter, you will too. You will too. So flip some of that language in your home. I think it's really powerful and I think it's really effective. I think it's part of the protective part of a father's heart. All right, be blessed.